The pyramid. While the third, which is the most important, is for what purpose it's made. Because the third question is direct, many people were ready to suggest, having seen the astounding number of mummies in the Valley of Kings, that the pyramid was made for the same purpose, preserving mummies. This third answer seems like a no-brainer, but if you consider the number of mummies in the pyramid is close to nothing, then you'll find it easy to question that assumption in the first place. This is very easy for someone living in the age of Google, but for someone in the 1800s that's a lot of jobs. Because of the arduousness of the task, it was not unraveled for a long time. Historians and many people in the humanities would have been one's choice of people wanting to give their all to this human project, but unexpectedly, a scientist took an interest. Now that's not so easy, because considering what was seen then, the pyramid may have been built for what they'd already said, but the scientist wouldn't stop at that. In fact, it motivated him to want to know more and more about it. Nikola Tesla perfectly defined scientific wizardry. He would calculate numbers and read sophisticated scientific books at a very young age, and if you love to predict, you would unconditionally say that the boy will do nothing that strays a little from science. Not Nikola. He'd already developed an interest when he first heard about the pyramid, especially when he knew all he was supposed to know about their light-generating ability. Unlike many who preceded him, Nikola was not ready to give any problem to posterity. He asked why with the pyramid, and figured out that those former answers were not enough. Hence, he started to fight about what could be the case. Why were they there? There's a reason for this question. He thought that by asking it, he would know all of the secrets of the pyramid. The secret, once again, is why do they generate light? But he's first interested in why they're built in the first place. It's possible that the light was just a mistake of creation, but Tesla would never be the one to believe that. He began to read ancient books upon ancient books. The more he read, the more he was convinced that the Great Pyramid was not only built for another purpose than preserving mummies, but also that by knowing this truth, he could know how electricity is generated. While curiosity actually kills the cat, in the case of Nikola, it made him stronger. Having burned a lot of midnight candles, his answer came surprisingly fast. They were built to generate light. But how is this so? Let us go back to Nikola's explanation of the same matter as we know it. Nikola Tesla is the main reason the pyramid generates its light. Now known worldwide, the Great Pyramid of Giza is located at the maximum geographical center of the Earth. Usually, this is often glossed over in much scientific literature because they consider it too minor. Not Nikola. He figured out just that it's enough to make for a light concentration. Studying Khufu and what could have happened in his court helped him to think that the pyramid was intentionally installed in that corner of the Earth. Current science has shown how effective this is. Yes, Nikola, since time immemorial, was right. Another good secret: stone. Usually, if you wanted to build a house in Egypt, there were some stones you would normally use. In the case of the pyramid in Giza, this isn't so. Rather than using just any stone, especially for the underground chambers and passageways. An overwhelming number of pink granite stones were instead laid. Now, a little bit about granite stones just for you. Granite stones are a special type of stone. They predominantly contain a high proportion of quartz crystals work to know that the provider of the needed mechanical stress and pressure for the quartz, leading to the creation of the needed electric charge at the base of the pyramid, is the River Nile current. But this doesn't solve everything, as we're left with the question of how the light was transferred to the city. For we can be sure of one thing, that the pyramid was not made in order to generate light on its own, if it was made to generate light at all. Or would a human being as smart as those who built the pyramid be so reckless as to build something that will generate light on its own without the need for it? It's simple: the pyramidion. On the pinnacle of the pyramid was etched a piece of gold shaped like the pyramid itself. Called the pyramidion, it can transmit excess energy generated in the pyramid into the city, meaning that the ancient Egyptians used excess energy to lighten up the city. For those who would like to go to Egypt for that, you could see the pyramid, but you may not see the pyramidion, because the pyramidion's been lost for years and archaeologists have been on the search for it. For all that we know about the ancient now, it was carted away by one of the conquerors of Egypt. This is a simple explanation for how the pyramid could generate light. Simple as it is, the truth about the pyramid is not that known far and wide. In fact, many are more than ready to want it to stay a mystery. During the days of Tesla, the same thing happened too, but, well, Tesla killed that doubt. How? By applying the principles he garnered from his study of the pyramid. He first made it known to people that he would like to build his Tesla experimental station, and thus was funded by some who were interested. Thus began the construction of the Tesla experimental station and Wardenclyffe Tower, or Tesla Tower, in Colorado Springs. True to the location belief, he chose the East Coast as his exact location. That is, according to the laws of where the Great Pyramid of Giza was built, in relation to the relatedness between the elliptical orbit of the planet and the equator. The tower actually achieved its design goal. With this, Tesla had killed the last significant doubt about the pyramid. But to declare that as the end of everything is to crack a Julius joke, because many people, despite him having shown all about the period, refuse to believe it. Do you think the disbelief in Nikola's theory is justified? And why, according to your own observation, do you think people would like to brush the truth under the carpet? Once again, thanks. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. See you soon.